this message is for the Democrats. If you're not the Democrats, can you stay and maybe help them get it? I think the Democrats should introduce an act called Stop Making Babies Suffer Act to protect reproductive rights and make the Republicans vote against it. Because why the hell can't we just play their sick games? I am so tired of the Republicans trying to pass this legislation year after year after year after year. Did I know enough years? 6 years. The Born Alive Abortion Survivors Protection Act. For all those babies that are accidentally born out of abortion and then survive and need protection. Spoiler alert, that's none. Okay, because babies aren't being born alive from abortions. At least, not in the way the Republicans are trying to spin it. As per usual, the Republicans have taken a slogan, a fancy little saying, and tried to confuse the American public into thinking that they are the pro-life people. Punch a wall if you're tired of this. Just kidding, that might have been me. Also, while I have you here, if everybody could just tag Elizabeth Troutman Mitchell so we can ask her to come answer for this shoddy mess of journalism that this headline is. Because what is this? This is not journalism with integrity. This is not what's actually happening. But let's look at the specific language of the law, since y'all don't ever believe me that that's what I do. So essentially what this is saying is if a child is born in a hospital out of an abortion, which I will define in a minute, hold on. Y'all are like little ADHD riddled guinea pigs. This law says that any child that's born after an abortion, like at a hospital or clinic, the doctors have to give every single measure of support that they would a typical baby. So any baby that's born in a hospital that they give life-saving measures to, they would have to also do for an abortion. Oh, the Republicans are so nice. No, they're not. No, they're not. Let me show you why. This is where they define what an abortion is, what that term means. And so you can see up here, A and B are what we would traditionally think of as an abortion when people talk about reproductive rights. But because there have been so many great educators on this app like Jen Hamilton, we now know that an abortion can also be in other circumstances. The language of these laws look black and white right now, but they're never black and white in a medical setting. And so in circumstances where there is absolutely nothing that can be done for a child, typically what we would see is something called comfort care. And that's where the parents would bond with that baby and grieve for the loss of that baby without all those unnecessary pokes and proddings, because there's nothing that can be done to prolong the life of the child. It would just cause needless suffering. And because that's what doctors do, they went to school for it for like 20 years, they understand in situations where it's an unnecessary burden and trauma on that family to do this, they give the parents that opportunity to say their goodbyes. This law takes that away. This law enables them to prosecute doctors who don't step in and provide necessary care, what they deem as necessary care. They've couched this in this legislation titled the Born Alive Abortion Bill because they want people to think that Democrats are killing live babies. And this is just such an absurd, disingenuous bill. It is performance. It is theater. It is not helping mothers. It is not helping babies. It is wasting taxpayer dollars and time. And as a taxpayer and a mother, and you know what? As a human being, this is insulting. I mean, thanks Democrats for blocking it, but why do we have to do this every single session? I encourage you to have it's a paid actor for the Republican Party. I encourage you to have conversations with your loved ones when you see headlines like this, because a lot of people, all they see is Born Alive and they think, oh my, well, yeah, we have to protect the baby. And they're not understanding how this legislation can be used to manipulate people and reproductive rights legislation in the future. I think a lot of people just don't understand. They don't understand the way legislation is written. It's wordy, it's boring, we're all traumatized. Like, who has time for that, right? But this is a conversation we really need to have because the Republicans are persistent about this and won't stop. Also, it's a conversation we need to have the Democrats, because I don't understand why they can't just start making ridiculously named bills, make the Republicans vote against them, and then use that in the media to explain to people why the Republicans are terrible. Why can't we just play the same games? Nah, screw that. Why can't we do new games and be better at them? Let's do that.